Assalamu alaikum, brothers and sisters. Did MBS, did he try to stop Hajj before the coming of the Imam Mahdi arrival? This is what I will be talking to you in this video. But before I do that, I want you to consider subscribing if you're new to this channel, because we talk about end of time related topics. For example, Sea of Galilee, we talk about Euphrates River, Ad-Dajjal, we talk about Yajuj and Majuj, we talk about Jesus, Isa alayhi salam, his coming, and many other topics related with the end of time. So again, if you're new here, consider subscribing. I have made a video the other day about MBS, Mohammed bin Salman. If you do not know what MBS means, Mohammed bin Salman, and I actually was reacting to another video where it said that Mohammed bin Salman, MBS, the Saudi government, they were trying to put a fence around Kaaba to prevent the coming of the Mahdi, because as we know, the Mahdi, he will be given bay'ah by people between the place Rukun, Hajar Aswad, and the Maqam al-Ibrahim. Okay, that is the place where he will be given bay'ah by people, by the scholars at that time. So people were saying that, you know what, he tried to stop Hajj by putting fence so that Mahdi will not stand up and ask people to give him bay'ah. Obviously we know that he will not be one to ask people give him bay'ah. In fact, it will be the exact opposite, which is that people will actually give him bay'ah even though he would not like it. But nevertheless, this is what people are saying, that MBS is trying to stop the coming of the Mahdi arrival. But before I tell you a few things very important in this video, very important in regards to the Hajj, I want you to take a look at this video, because this video will tell you a little bit about what is happening right now in regards to Hajj in Mecca. Let's take a listen.
They've been coming in their millions every year from all over the world. Muslim pilgrims fulfilling a lifetime dream to perform one of their religion's 5 main pillars, Hajj.
Okay, so this is Hajj, right?
The sea of people, waves upon waves engulfing the city of Mecca, has become an image synonymous with the holy city.
So we have seen this image.
But this year it's completely different. The coronavirus pandemic has meant that pilgrims are not able to travel.
Okay.
Saudi authorities have put Mecca under lockdown. They've said only 1,000 people will be allowed to perform Hajj.
So people are raising question, because they're saying that, look, Saudi Arabia, they're putting so much restrictions, and that they do not want people to go for Hajj and whatnot. So I'm going to be telling you a few things, again, very important for you to understand. Number one, dear brothers and sisters, as we know, it has been confirmed from the hadith. It is reported in Sahih al-Bukhari. The Prophet ﷺ, he mentioned that in the hadith, Abu Sa'id al-Khudri radiallahu anhu, he reported this hadith from Rasulullah ﷺ. He said, لا يحج البيت لا يحج البيت ولا يؤتمرن بعد خروج يعجوج ومعجوج. He said that the Hajj pilgrimage will continue on even after the coming of Yajuj and Majuj. In other words, Hajj is not something you can stop, or I can stop, or head of state like MBS can stop, or a non-Muslim American, let's say President Biden, can stop. No one has the power to stop Hajj. In other words, this is a miracle, that even if the whole world comes together, try to stop Hajj, the pilgrimage, one of the pillars of Islam, they will not be able to do so. Why? Because this is a prophecy. Even Yajuj and Majuj, when they will be here, you can imagine the fitan at that time will be so great. People will be thinking about their own survival. Isa ibn Maryam will tell his followers, do not go out, hide in the mountain. Even during that time of fitan, severe test, Hajj will continue on. This is a promise from Allah Azza wa Jal that was mentioned to us by Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. So if you ask this question, MBS will stop the Hajj? No, he cannot. He is not capable. However, now this is very important. However, we know from history, Islamic history, this is something very important. Okay, you paying attention? Very important. In the history, if you take a look at the Muslim history, we know that there was a civil war between Abdul Malik, the Khalif Abdul Malik, and Ibn Zubayr. What happened? So Khalif Abdul Malik, he appointed Hajjaj ibn Yusuf, and Hajjaj ibn Yusuf, he went to Mecca, he set Kaaba on fire and destroyed it. So now MBS cannot stop Hajj, but can he do some permanent damage? Can he wipe out the Kaaba? Well, This is something we do not know. And this is not something that is promised by Allah, that He will protect Kaaba from the Muslims. The non-Muslims cannot destroy Kaaba. However, the Muslims can if they want to. Like Hajj ibn Yusuf, he set Kaaba on fire, and that happened, I believe, in the year 683 CE. Okay, Hajj ibn Yusuf, he did that. Now, MBS, okay, coming back to the point here. MBS, why he would not try to stop Hajj is because he cannot, number one. But can MBS try to destroy Kaaba? The answer to that question is he would not do it. There are two reasons for it. Two reasons. Number one, if you take a look at the recent event, we found out only, I think, the Grand Mosque in Muslim city of Mecca, Saudi Arabia, they have returned to operating at full capacity with worshippers praying shoulder to shoulder for the first time since the coronavirus pandemic began. Okay. In other words, they're actually making it easier for the Muslims worshipper to go and pray in Kaaba, and that would continue on during the time of Hajj. We hope so. We do hope that this social distancing will be dropped forever. We do not know. Things can change. They might put the restriction back in place. We do not know. But right now they have dropped that restriction. There is no more restriction. Number one reason. So it shows, in other words, MBS, Mohammed bin Salman, he is actually accommodating the Muslims, the Saudi government, to come and do Hajj. Number two reason why MBS would not stop Hajj or try to stop Hajj is because, as we all know, this is another very, very important point. Saudi Arabia is trying to become independent from oil supply and oil revenue. In 2019, what happened is when Hajj was allowed, 2019, that was like 2 years ago, 7% of Saudi Arabia's GDP, 7%, that's a good figure, it's a significant figure, came from Hajj, and that amounted to $12 billion. Okay, not million, billion. You can search, you can Google it. In other words, $12 billion Saudi Arabia can make by opening Hajj for the Muslims. Why in the world MBS would try to stop Hajj when he is making so much money, he's gaining so much profit from it, right? Doesn't make any sense. But the question will always remain, dear brothers and sisters, as I said in the beginning, can MBS sabotage Kaaba by maybe not making it outwardly obvious that he is going to stop people coming from Hajj or the coming of the Mahdi and whatnot? That is again something we will see in the future. But one thing we can tell you for sure, anyone right now, anyone, you, me, whoever tries to go to Mecca and tries to influence people that give him bayah because I'm the Mahdi, or if there is a group of people, not even one person, even if there is a group of people, like a lot of them, maybe hundreds and thousands, claiming that this guy is the Mahdi, that Mahdi will be stopped by MBS right away. We have seen what happened, I believe, in 1976, when there was this massacre, this bloodshed took place when one guy, he stood up and he said, I'm the Mahdi. People said, give him bayah. In other words, right now, for anyone to claim to be the Mahdi and go to Mecca and declare himself to be the Khalif of the Muslim world is going to be impossible. So what will happen? This is my final point. I mentioned in the previous videos, and Imran Hussain, he said something else. I disagreed with him. A lot of you said something and I disagreed with you, which is that Saudi Arabia's government will not be in place when the Mahdi time will come, which is WW3, after WW3. I said that in the past and I will say it again, I will say it every time. Until WW3 takes place, the Mahdi time will not come. How WW3 will take place, I made another video, you can check out those videos. But when WW3 will take place, the Saudi government, as we know, and the Middle East that we know today will not exist. Okay, it will not exist. The status quo, the ruling class, will be gone. It will be gone completely. Therefore, when the Mahdi comes, this is the point. When the Mahdi comes, and and people wants to give him bayah, there will be no authority in charge to stop that happening. And Allah knows the best. Thank you guys for tuning in. I hope these reminder videos will help all of you. I hope it will benefit you. You have learned something new. This is a reminder to myself, first of all. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.